Welcome back to Technically Unqualified, and I have a question for all of you. Ever have someone give you a little quail egg? Ever have someone give you a little packaged quail egg with some soy sauce on it? Well, I did yesterday. I was hungry, as I am always, and my friend offered me a little quail egg. I took a bite. I didn't like it very much, but I ate it because it was really sweet that she gave me a quail egg. So I was really happy that she gave me the quail egg, and I ate it. Do you know what I learned? The lovingness of friendships. And that's what we're talking about on the podcast today. And I'm joined by my greatest, most knowledgeable, most sculpted, most intelligent people I've ever met in my life. Pavit, welcome to the podcast.
Hi, oh my god, thank you so much for having me.
Pavit, have you ever had a quail egg before?
I have not, but someone did offer me a quail egg once, and I didn't accept it because they weren't my friend, actually.
Oh, you kicked them to the ground.
Yep.
As you should. You had someone offer you a quail egg, but that was not a friendship-offered quail egg. That was a non-friendship-offered quail egg. And you know what? That's what we're talking about today. Our friendship stories, our ups and downs. Pavit, let's talk about how we met first. So the listeners can have a quick introduction if you want to start.
Yeah, well, we don't really know how we met, to be honest. I know that you're friends with one of our, we have a mutual friend, and I think that's how we met. And it was, over a FaceTime one time, maybe. And I think that's how we met. I also remember taking a FaceTime photo of you by accident or something, and then, sending it to you. And I thought that was, kind of funny, but also really weird because I didn't really know who you were. And then we just kind of, talked and stuff. And
yeah, see, we don't remember this happening. That's the thing. We became friends this year, and because we have an international business together. So we were talking, and then one time I accidentally scroll up on our messages and unlock. We were texting each other, every day for, a month. But none of us have any recollection of that happening.
Nope, not a single thing. There were, pictures. There were, random references to things that we have no idea what they're talking about. And
I put you on my Halloween pumpkin.
yeah.
I carved your name into my pumpkin, and I just don't remember ever meeting you. I remember knowing who you are. I remember that you sent me a FaceTime photo, but I don't remember. We were talking about making an academy for, other people in the school. Right. I sent you, just daily updates. I sent you a picture literally of just, my shoes. I'm off to the doctors. And
right.
None of us remember this happening. So I think it's giving soulmates because we met each other in another life.
Yeah.
And then we met each other again.
Yeah. And now we're literally besties forever.
Now we're besties forever and we remember.
Yeah.
I saw Pavit today and it's I know who you are.
Exactly. Not wait, I feel like we know each other, but I don't know.
But I don't really recollect that. So That's why we're qualified to talk about friendships today. Because we are literally friends.
Yeah.
We're not haters. That would be really funny if I brought you on and I actually hated you and this whole episode was a confrontation.
Dream guest on my podcast.
My ex. But let's get into those friendships. I feel like friendships, especially in high school, get really complicated because people are figuring themselves out and they turn into monsters sometimes. Or you grow apart.
Yeah. And
I want to start off with growing apart. I think that's something that people sometimes don't accept. And I haven't accepted that before either. I'm talking with a friend and I realized, wait, I'm not talking to this person as much anymore. We're really different. We're growing apart, but respectfully.
Right.
And that's something that's hard to swallow because it's tough, especially if you're friends with someone for a lot of years and you realize, hey, maybe this person doesn't play the same role in my life that they did a few years ago. But it's definitely okay. And I think it's part of growing. You're definitely going to experience that a lot in high school and college, even when you have to leave. And that's really tough. But that's growing apart. And I think that's a normal process. But then you have your haters. The haters are hating.
Always.
And Pavit, why don't you tell us one of your hater stories? Have a hater right now, maybe? Question mark? Or a past hater?
Yeah, okay. Well, I have a past hater.
We're going to name drop their name and address on the podcast.
Okay, perfect.
Wait, let's get... So their name is Jonathan Bailey from Wicked.
Yup.
Oh, wait, let's just name him Jonathan then. We'll name your hater
Okay.
Jonathan, codename. So Jonathan.
Okay, so it was Jonathan. This was back when I guess I was in 7th grade. And this character, Jonathan, hasn't really changed since.
Jonathan is still an
So,
icky little brat.
yeah. So anyway, basically I was friends with this person who I'm still friends with, like best friends. I'll name drop her. It's Risa. We had this mutual friend named Jonathan, and we would talk a lot, like a lot, a lot. Like we'd play Roblox together, we'd play Minecraft together sometimes even. I mean, honestly, it was good fun, and we were in this like bigger group, maybe like 7 or 8 people. And then at one point, our group kind of just split, like naturally split. Like it wasn't like a, oh, I hate you, I hate you. Like it wasn't that. It was just kind of like, it was just Risa, me, and Jonathan, and the rest of them were a separate group. But after a while, Jonathan just kind of became really toxic. Like he was just insulting me left and right.
Not okay.
Right, in front of my friend, just kind of like as a joke, but it wasn't really a joke cuz they wouldn't be laughing about it or anything. It would just be kind of like bluntly, "Oh, you're kind of just stupid." Or like,
What?
yeah. And so it was just really weird. And it seemed like Jonathan was really just trying to drive the friendship with me and Risa apart. So for the longest time, it would just be kind of Jonathan talking with just me or Jonathan talking with just Risa. And we kind of just didn't really talk to each other as much after that. Yeah, so Risa and I actually grew apart because of it.
Oh my gosh. Jonathan was literally a homewrecker.
Yeah.
Like he was a friendship wrecker. Those people, the problem is they're maliciously doing that with intent. You don't accidentally split people apart. And if you get split apart accidentally, that probably means you and your friendship wasn't as strong as you thought. But if someone's
Exactly.
purposely trying to split you apart, that's just devious.
Real devious.
It's giving like, I hope your ice cream was always melted and it's nasty.
Oh, yeah. Like
Yeah.
100%. Like
100%.
sticky, like yeah.
Sticky, I hope it spills on you.
Yeah.
And I hope that your pillow is hot.
Hot.
Always.
Like steaming.
Anyways, Jonathan. Where's Jonathan now?
Still at our school, unfortunately.
Jonathan, I'm going to look for you.
Yeah. Actually, I don't think really many people like him. Like, I don't know a single person that actually is friends with him.
Oh my
so.
gosh. Jonathan. Thankfully, we bleeped the name. We're giving
Yeah.
Jonathan a codename because we would cancel him.
Yeah.
But we're above that.
So above it.
Wink.
Wink,
Wink, wink. Jonathan, is Jonathan a senior?
Jonathan is a senior.
Okay, if you go to our school, which I'm not going to name drop on the podcast, but if you recognize my voice, look for Jonathan.
Yeah.
Look for Jonathan. That's not okay. Well, I'm glad though Jonathan's out of the picture now.
Yeah, I am too.
Yeah, Jonathan does. No offense, Jonathan, but no wonder you have 0 friends. 0. We're testing out a new blocker bleeper of words on the podcast.
Yeah.
Who knows if this is gonna work or not?
I guess we'll find out.
One time I did try to bleep bad words with like this sound. Never worked. But thank you for sharing that, Pavit. I think that Jonathan is on the op list.
100%.
And Jonathan will always be on the op list. And Jonathan, I hope you're listening to this podcast and you're like, are they talking about me? Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
And I'm not accepting your fake apology from 2 years ago.
I hate fake apologies so much.
So much.
Oh my gosh, should I get into my op story with the fake apology that I received?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I have this op, and my op list is very short. Right now, it's 2 people.
Wait, Loki, same.
Yeah, like I don't really have any ops. Only you're on the op list unless you did something like you did me wrong. So this person that I've known this person for a while, but I got to know this person for like around a month. So I get back to school, right? And I start hearing from people that this person's going around saying a bunch of rude things about me. They're like, oh my God, she's insane.
Oh my gosh.
they're just like telling everyone that I'm absolutely insane and like unhinged and not okay. Which low-key sometimes I am unhinged, but not to the point where I'm like insane. And this person was like not joking around. So
You're like a good amount of unhinged.
thank you. I appreciate that. That is one of my goals. And I think I stuck with that goal. But I start hearing from everyone because this person tells people that I know. That's where the mistake is. If you're going to hate on someone, be careful who you hate on them too.
Right?
So this person's telling all of my friends that I'm like insane, and they're like all telling me that this person is saying this. At first I'm shocked because I thought me and this person were super chill. I was like, wait, we're friends. Like, I consider you a friend. I thought you considered me a friend. Like, I enjoy talking to you. And then all of a sudden I'm like, wait, you're like, you hate me. What the heck is going on here?
Yeah.
And this person just continues going around. And this person eventually hears that I find out, and they text me, not an apology. They're just like, low-key, I don't think I did that, but if I did, my bad. And I'm like, bro.
That's like the wet sock of apologies.
I love that. That is the wet sock of that's not even an apology.
Yeah.
You're still kind of saying I'm crazy because you're trying to convince me that I'm wrong.
Right.
So that person is on my op list. But you know what? If I see this person, which I'm actually going to be spending time with them this month for a few days,
Oh my
every
gosh.
day. And I can keep it respectful. Like, I don't hate this person. I just don't think that what they did was messed up. You also don't go around just lying to people.
Right.
But no one believed them. So W.
W.
And, I was thinking about why this person, in fact, was doing this to me. So I don't know where this person's getting this from anyways. And I was thinking about, like, where did this come from? And now I think about it. I'm pretty sure this person was, Loki had a little liking of me for a few weeks. And I turned that down real... Yeah!
Oh
Yeah!
my god.
And oopsies. And I turned that down real fast. I shut that down real fast, respectfully.
Respectfully, yeah.
And I think that's totally okay to do as well. But obviously that rubbed the person the wrong way.
SMH. Stop rubbing
Shaking
people, I guess.
Stop rubbing people, literally. So that is one of my ops. And your fake apology message reminded me of the apology that they... Apology. Yeah, it was a trash apology that they sent me. And hey, I don't wish harm upon them.
Nope.
Nope.
Not even a little bit.
Not even a little bit. I'm not even a little bit salty. So that's all of that. Are you ready to give some advice to some of our listeners?
Oh my gosh, I'm so ready.
So we have emails, and I specifically asked people to email friendship questions and relationship questions.
Okay.
And we're going to give them some wonderful advice on what they should do. Okay, let's pull it up. Okay, can you come up with a code name for our first emailer?
Okay, Emily.
Emily, are you ready?
I'm so ready.
Emily emails, "Hi, I really like Technically Unqualified. Emily, thank you. You already buttered me up and it's working."
That's why we're answering your question.
That's why we're answering your question. Emily says, "Oh, I've been dating my current boyfriend for 2 years, but now we're both seniors and going to different colleges. Do you think we should keep dating? P.S. I want to keep dating, but he says that he's not sure. What should I do?" Emily, good question.
Yeah, that is a really insightful question.
It is insightful. I think first thing is, you guys have been dating for a few years, which I'm guessing means you've been committed. It's not like a little fling, and it's probably a serious relationship with emotions. Emily, first question, how tall is he? Just kidding. Just kidding. That's not important.
Right. I think it really just comes down to how often would you be able to see each other. Because if you're like really far apart from each other, like, is it realistic that you'll be able to see each other like every few weeks, So I think consider if that's even important for you guys. Like, do you care about having a like long distance relationship? Is that something that you think would work for you?
Yeah, I think it's important to have an open conversation with him. Let's name him Goldfish. I think it's really important that you talk to Goldfish about this, especially if he's feeling on the fence. Because at the end of the day, relationships, you guys have different opinions. You have different viewpoints. However, if you're both on different pages on whether you want to be in the relationship or not, that could cause a lot of problems, especially if one of you's on the fence and then you have that distance.
Exactly.
So I think it's important to have an open conversation. And Emily, if let's say you're in this and Goldfish is like, hey, I don't think I can do this. I think that's a moment where you have to put yourself first, in the sense where it's like, you don't want to stay in a relationship that it's not reciprocated. That's not going to be good for you, especially because you're entering college. You're going to have so much stress. You're going to have so much going on. It's not going to be easy to walk into a university with a boyfriend who doesn't want to be in the relationship.
Exactly.
And that doesn't mean he's a bad boyfriend. It just might mean he's he doesn't think he can do long distance, or
Right. He's just not on the same page as you.
So I think that's a chapter where you have to ask. I think final advice is
Talk to him.
talk to him. Honestly, just talk to him.
Yeah.
Call him. I would say meet in person and
Yeah.
just have an open, honest conversation. And I would say, Emily, also maybe prepare yourself for the ending of a chapter,
Mm-hmm.
because you might both be like, hey, let's try this out. Or you might decide that, hey, this isn't going to work, but like you respect it and you enjoy the time that you had during the relationship.
Yeah.
So, Emily, that's our final verdict for you. Thank
Yeah.
you for emailing in. That's a great, actually, segue to our final segment
Oh my gosh.
of the episode.
Okay.
As you know, I am the best giver of advice in the world. And technically, all of it's unqualified, but Pavit, what do you need advice on for today?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so.
I'll sing while you think. I wanted some advice from you. And you're
Okay, I think I'm ready.
Okay, did my song help?
Yes,
Okay,
for sure.
Perfect.
Well, I have a friend. He's like a friend that's a mutual friend of a lot of people that I'm also friends with. But some of the things that he does, especially to some of my friends, is a little bit toxic, a little bit manipulative. And it's starting to concern me because we've been friends for a really long time, like 4 years now. And I'm worried that he thinks that he's better than everyone else, and I don't really know how to confront him about that.
So he's prescribed with narcissism.
A little bit.
A little bit. Okay. So your friend has basically been on a hill. He's kind of climbed this hill, but the peak is not great. The peak is I'm a little bit full of myself and I'm a little bit toxic to everyone. But the tough thing is that you guys have been friends for a while, correct?
Correct.
So this is, if I were you, this is a tough situation because you're coming out of a caring place because you want to make sure that this person, like you if you're friends with someone, you want to let them know if something's really off, right?
Exactly.
So I can understand where you're coming from, where you don't want to ignore it. You want to be honest and you're like, hey, you're low-key being a little bit tough to be around lately.
Yeah.
But it's really hard to do that without hurting someone's feelings.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really, really difficult, especially if you've been friends for a long time. So my first question is, does anybody else in your circle have the same feeling as you do?
Yeah. Pretty much everyone
Okay.
kind of unanimously agrees that this is kind of not the best situation.
Okay. Do you think it would be possible for all of you guys to maybe have a conversation without making it seem like you're ganging up? Because you don't want that to happen. You don't want to make it seem like, oh, we're all going to gang up on you. But is
Right.
there a way that you can maybe say, have an open conversation and say, hey, you've been hurting a lot of our feelings lately, and put it in a way where you're not fully assaulting, oh my gosh, fully blaming him. Like
Yeah.
maybe coming with a perspective saying, hey, our feelings have been hurt a little bit. You've been doing a few things that have been hurting us, and being like, hey, are you doing good? Like, are you okay? Coming with an open-minded of kindness, even if he's not reciprocating that. That way, when you talk about it, he's going to be more open and
Mhm.
more subjective. Is he the type of person you think would handle that well?
I think so. I think that's really good advice, actually.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've also been in a similar situation where it's really tough to first make the decision to actually go talk to one of your friends,
Mhm.
because it's a lot easier to let it go because you don't want to hurt anyone's feelings.
For sure.
But if you're really caring about someone, sometimes people are going through things, and
Mhm.
sometimes people make mistakes, and that's something that's okay. And no friendship and nobody's perfect. So I think it's nice to give people some grace sometimes, but also let them know that what they're doing is hurting other people in a
Right.
respectful, kind way. And if after this conversation, if you notice that this person isn't doing any better at all, I think it's the time to say, hey, maybe you're not for me,
Yeah.
and cut the person off. But I think it's nice to give them a chance, because some people just would cut them off right away.
Right.
So I honestly think you gave the listeners advice. You gave them advice to be patient with your friends sometimes, because you don't always know what they're going through. Like, I know I went through a phase where I wasn't the best person all the time. I was just like crashing out a lot. I was like in my own head a lot, and I wasn't really there. But I'm glad that everybody kind of stuck through that and
Yeah.
gave me kindness. I think that's a great way to end our episode. And kindness is a two-way street. And remember, anytime you're looking for kindness, anytime you're looking for some advice, I always have that unqualified advice when you need it most.